Hey, Maker. I'm working on a best of one draft that I started yesterday. Give people time to get in before I do my actual draft. You missed me casting a Barian Books for 1 mana with double Spectacle Mage on an attacking creature. And if I can draw a land, I get to play a turn 5 Elemental Masterpiece. If not, then I get to Expressive Iteration, try to find a land, and then Practical Research. Found Prismari Pledge Mage. That might be better. This goes to my hand. I don't know if I care which one. So I'm going to Pledge Mage here so that I can bury in books for 1. Actually, I probably am not getting attacked this turn, I suppose. You can brainstorm wrong. What do you mean by that? Good evening, Mononoke. Yeah, Maker. Brainstorm's not very good by itself. It's just basically a cantrip that doesn't do anything. Let's see. So I think I want to bury this Pledge Mage and send everybody. Yeah, that's true, Maker, that you can lock yourself into bad game states. But if we're being fair, hold on, let me count. 4, 5, 6. It's only 10. Okay, I'll save my guy. Oops. If you draw 3 cards that don't help you, and then you put 2 of them back, you haven't actually changed anything except your knowledge that you're screwed. Whereas otherwise you would have had hope, but it doesn't actually change it. So yeah, you're brainstorm locking yourself, but all you're doing is knowing that you're boned rather than not knowing that you're boned, but you still are. Pretty sure I have a expanded anatomy. Yeah. So I want to dispute, I guess, this one. Do not have gain reach. Anatomy. They could have like a removal spell here, which would be a bummer. I've changed my mind. Because there was a delay, I think they have an instant. So instead, what I'm going to do is this. See, they have some kind of instant. And this. Yeah, you're right, Maker. Brainstorm isn't like Preordain, because Preordain lets you dig 3 cards deep for a land if you need to. Brainstorm does not. Brainstorm basically just cantrips. So what is this instant they have? Nothing? Hey, dual lands. So I could start my draft, but I only have 1 game left in this, well, 1 win left in this match, or deck, so I'll finish this up. Looks good. 2-drop, 3-drop removal spells. This is a tempo-based Prismari deck, is what I'm playing, by the way. Turnip Boy commits tax evasion, huh? That's a video game? That's pretty funny. So you get new skills to help you evade taxes more effectively. That's quite the premise for a video game there. I kind of feel like I'm not supposed to ingenious inspiration here just to learn, so I won't. I will inspiration that, though. Is that on Steam or something, like an indie game? So I'm okay doing this because even if they trigger the blood researcher twice here, I still have variant books for it. And if they don't, of course I can inspiration it. That's pretty funny, Dual Lands. I'm not even going to bother to bury it. Let's see, 6. So if they don't block, I actually have lethal here. And dead. You get your first sword in the game, the Soil Sword. The caption is, "It's dangerous to grow alone. Take this." That's cute. Alright, draft time. Turns out that drafting in the Silver League is pretty easy. I wish I could play music for you all, but even when I use the Twitch sound thing, that's specifically stuff that's been cleared for use, Facebook and YouTube both tag them and take them down, which is why I don't play anything anymore, which is pretty frustrating, but I'm listening to music. I just don't have my desktop sound on. You prefer no music? That makes sense. Alright, what do we have here? Exile target monocolored permanent. That seems good. Oh, but Lightning Helix is really good. Emergent Sequence is good too, so is Cultivator. So, the best card, far and away, is Lightning Helix. But it's also in red and white. Whereas Emergent Sequence is in green. Draft Burn. Lightning Helix is definitely the best card in the pack, but it requires me to be in red and white, and I prefer to not be in that color pair if I can avoid it. Become mono red. Emergent Sequence is really good. Alright, I might regret this, but I'm going to take Emergent Sequence. Well, there's some good white cards to follow up with. I'll take Eureka Moment. I might be able to ramp here. I don't like this rare. Unless you can give your things trample. So I'm not going to draft the rare. Introduction to Annihilation is certainly something to think about. But I like Eureka Moment, and it goes with Emergent Sequence. Thunderous Orator is really good, Combat Professor is good, and Pigment Storm is fine. Which, if I had taken the Lightning Helix Pack 1, I'd probably be taking Thundering Orator, or Thunderous Orator here. But I did not, so I'm going to take the Eureka Moment. I haven't really gotten to draft Quandrix yet. The card sucks. Mentor's Guidance is fine. This pack is kind of weak. The best card is Study Break. There's Inkling Summoning. Yeah, agreed. Nothing great for me here. Study Break and Inkling Summoning are both good. I guess I'll just take Inkling Summoning. In case I don't end up in a Quandrix specifically. Expanded Anatomy is good. Man, I could have a pretty sweet red-white deck going here if I had taken that Lightning Helix. Eureka Moment. I think Curate's fine too. This card's fine. I can take Expanded Anatomy. The card's really good, and it goes in basically any deck as long as you pick up some learned cards. So there's Pop Quiz, if I want to stick to the Quandrix plan. There's another Expanded Anatomy. The second one's less important. There's a Prismari Campus, probably too early to take that here. There's Explosive Welcome. I'll take Pop Quiz. Man, Professor of Symbology. I'm really regretting not taking that Lightning Helix up front. I like the Scurrid Colony. White is clearly very open. Maybe I'm just supposed to take Professor of Symbology. It's just so good. It's definitely a sign. So there's a Witherbloom Campus. Needlethorn Drake's the best card if I want to stay Quandrix. Hunt for Specimens is the best card if I'm willing to give up on Quandrix. I'm going to try and stick to the Quandrix plan for now. The other card wasn't so much better that I was willing to branch out, whereas Professor of Symbology was just way better than the rest of that pack. There's Arcane Subtraction, which is solid. Archway Commons if I wanted to splash. Mage Hunter's Onslaught if I was going into Black-White. I'm going to take the Subtraction here. Cram Session or Curate. I think I like Cram Session better, but I think they're pretty close. Learn's just so good. And there's a Curate. I'm definitely supposed to be in Lorehold here, but I think that ship has sailed. Oops. Alright, so I'm going to put the Symbology Professor in the sideboard here. This is best of 3. Mentor's Guidance came back. Well, I'll take that. It's the best card in the pack by a lot, since basically the rest of these cards are bad. So I have 3 Learn cards so far. There's another Curate versus a Whirlwind Denial. Take Curate. I'm going to put a pretty high premium on like Quandrix Pledge Mages at this point. Or like Serpentine Curve. Samari Campus seems fine. It's interesting, all the cards I was eyeballing are coming back, even though it feels like Quandrix isn't open. It kind of feels like blue is open, but that green is not. Wow, okay, well, second to last pick, Scurrid Colony. And Vortex Runner. Well, maybe Quandrix was just weak that pack. Alright, so I really like Field Trip. I like Burying Books. I like Bookworm. I like Tezzeret's Gambit. I think the Gambit matters less. I only have 1 card. Well, I have 2 cards that give +1/+1 counters for the Proliferate. Otherwise, it's basically just a bad divination. Burying Books is removal, and blue-green tends to be pretty low on that. I like Field Trip and Bookworm, but I think I'm going to take my first Burying Books over those. There's a Biblioplex, there's a Cultivate, a Mage's Duel, and Environmental Sciences. I think I have to take the Sciences. And with this many green cards in the pack, there's a chance I get to wheel Cultivate. I don't think Mage Duel will wheel. Professor's good. It's probably my best card here. Ooh, multiple choice, 4th pick. That's awesome. I'd probably splash a Rutha too, but I can't take Rutha over multiple choice, I don't think. This pack is not as good for me. I guess it's probably like Arcane Subtraction, although I'm not happy about that. There's Big Play too, but I don't think that's what I want. So I'll take the Subtraction. I don't think Biomathematician's that good. Pest Summoning is not bad. Witherbloom Campus could be fine, but and I don't think I want Opt. So I'm going to take the Pest Summoning. Wow, Cultivator came back. There's also Introduction to Prophecy, Berry, and Eureka Moment. I think I'm going to take the Cultivator here. I do really want like a big play at this point. Not the card big play. Wow, 8th pick Mage Duel? Alright. Well, it definitely feels this direction like I'm in the right guild. Like, look at this. There's a barely playable blue card. Playable blue card, great green card, good green card, fine blue-green card. I do need to pick up some creatures. I'm going to get the Inkling Summoning out of here since it doesn't look like I'm going to be playing that one. I do really want like a Bookworm or like just something expensive. I've got this Emergent Sequence. I've got Quandrix Cultivator and Eureka Moment. There's a Bayou Groff, but I don't think that's actually very good. And there's a Quandrix Campus, so I think I'm just going to take the Campus here. Wow, Mage Duel wheeled? And Cultivate didn't. We'll take the Mage Duel. I guess I'll just take the creature just because I want creatures. I don't really have much to work with this, and charge through is pretty whatever. I could like take Witherbloom Campus or Tangle Trap for the board. I think I'll take Tangle Trap for the board. I'm not playing a third Curate, but I'll take it for signaling purposes. I could use another couple of lessons and some expensive cards. So Mage Duel, Frost Trickster, man, this package is bad for me. I guess Negate is probably the pick. I don't need a third Mage Duel. I have like one good hit on Teach by Example. I guess I have a couple. But if I want that, I can get it back. I guess I'll just take Negate here. Burying Books, Elemental Summoning. I like Burying Books a lot, but I think I need this Elemental Summoning. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 learn cards. And this is like a premium. I would like this field trip too, but this is a premium lesson. I think I just need that right now. So Needlethorn Drake, a Wrangler. Wrangler seems pretty good in my deck. I think I'll take that. Maybe like the Scourge Colony comes back. Or the Needlethorn Drake. There's another Elemental Summoning. Take that. Or the Colony. So I'm at like 22 cards right now. This deck feels kind of meh. I didn't see a single Quandrix Pledge Mage either. Still a chance at one. Take Mage's Onslaught. The double black spell. Alright, let's see like a Quandrix Pledge Mage or like a Bookworm. Yeah, that's probably enough dual lands. Just splash the double black spell. Man, this pack's not good for me either. I guess I'm taking Introduction to Annihilation. Looks like I'm not going to get any more cards. Yeah, there's just nothing here to play. I can't even really splash any of these cards. I can't cast Pass Caller. There's just no chance of me casting that. Vortex Runner's not bad. So this is 22 cards. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this deck. I mean, this is a reasonable lesson to have access to, and I already have a Tangle Trap in my sideboard. I'm not going to pick up the Witherbloom Campus. The only thing I would splash for would be like Inkling Summoning out of the as a lesson, but that seems pretty bad. Amplimancer seems not good. Teach by Example. Teach by Example might be playable. Sure. Probably not playing it, though. Wow, Burying Books, pick 10? That's insane. I will happily take that. Crash Through versus Zephyr Boots. I don't think I'd play either of them. Maybe Zephyr Boots comes in out of the sideboard. Let me get these out. And I probably don't want to play 2 of these campuses. I mean, I probably want to play only 2 of them. Only 1 half on color. I'm more blue. So I'll cut the other green one, I guess. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lessons to get, plus the Disenchant if that one ever matters. Yeah, I'm not stoked with this deck. There was definitely Quandrix Drafters on my right. But there wasn't any to my left, which is why Pack 2 was so good. Billy Bob Earl. Sure. That Demir's constantly open? That's probably a fair bet. I'm playing into Arcane Subtraction here on a block. Yeah, there's no way I'm playing Mage Hunter's Onslaught in this deck ever. That double black. Oh, I have these too. Yeah, sure, I'll take that. I still don't have anything to do here, so I'll just sit. Okay. I guess I want Pest Summoning here. I would like to be able to bury in books. I guess I can afford to do that. Because I can bury and curate. It does kind of tell my opponent that I have bury, or at least something. That's alright. Okay. Well, now they definitely know that I have bury. So if they don't take curate and they attack, I get to bury and curate. If they don't attack, or take curate, then I can just bury. Man, they know about the bury. Why would they make that attack? Put any in the graveyard. This one's going to the graveyard. Put that on top. One, two, three, four. Nope, don't want that. You. Just keep sitting here. Apparently I'm on Quandrix control. And that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm not going to block it right now. Wrangler. That's a card. Cream Session. So my only way to get rid of the Death Toucher is Introduction. That seems less than ideal. So how about I just take another 4/4, and I can trade that way. So I'm not going to block the Orator because they get to just buy it back with their 2/2 flyer. And I don't particularly want to trade either of these creatures at the moment. With one more land, the colony becomes a 5/5. I am going to block the Leech Fanatic. They can have that one back. Sure. And I didn't find a land. Just keep sitting here. I'll trade the Pest for the 4/2 if they want to do that. They do not. Alright, so land's actually quite good here. Drake was good too. Dang it. Land. That'll do. I'm not going to send the 4/4 because if I just trade it with the Trudge, they can throw their Leech Fanatic at my board and buy back the Trudge and play it. So I'm going to wait. Okay. No, that's not really what I wanted there. Alright, so I've changed my mind about that trade because I need to make something happen here. Because if they draw a removal spell, I'm in trouble. This colony is basically just holding off their whole board. That's true dual lands, but I do have it now. The 8th land. The 8th non-killable land. So it looks like they're just deciding if they want to throw Leech Fanatic away to get their 4-2 back. They do not. I don't want that. Negate's not terrible. They're going to throw Leech Fanatic away now, huh? That's interesting. Because now they can't buy back the Troll. Okay. Come on, gas. Mage's Duel. Yeah, that seems good. Boop. Boop. I'm going to send the squirrel now. It's bad if they play specifically an instant or sorcery to jump the Pledge Mage, but if they don't top deck that, then I want to pressure them to give them less time to top deck something like that. And they didn't. Excellent. Agreed. Negate is a good card to have in hand when you're weak to removal. Mage's Duel, hot. Take it. Alright, so now I can send basically everybody. Leave back one blocker for the Pledge Mage. This is 11, which puts them dead to Vortex Runner if they don't block. Dead to Vortex Runner next turn if they don't block. I did hear that, dual lands. I haven't looked much further into what they're doing to replace the MPL season, but I did hear about the announcement. Alright, so they're just Silver Quill, normal Silver Quill stuff. Does that make me want Tangle Trap? Not really. I think I just run it back. So we got to see the weakness of this deck here, which is that I don't have a lot to do. There's kind of a lot of air in my deck. And so I just sat there for a really long time, not playing any threats. I was able to hold off my opponent, okay, but I wasn't very good at killing my opponent. Agreed. Having the disenchant the disenchant lesson is nice. So our bed frame arrived and our new mattress arrived. So we are no longer sleeping on the floor and we're on a new mattress as of last night. I think we're almost to we have all the infrastructure in the house set up, at least the base infrastructure. Our water pressure is still too high. I just ordered a thing. It's supposed to arrive Sunday, and then I can install that. Yeah, Quinn's bed's been here the entire time. But Quinn's gone back to crib with 4 sides. When we started, we were at a crib and we left off one side to use it like a bed, but that wasn't working very well. Quinn's doing a lot better with the 4 sides. And Chelsea and I were sleeping on the mattress that will become Quinn's when we graduate from the crib. No 2-drop. Well, that has to be good for me. Actually, our bed does not have the headboard up yet. The headboard we were using was too big, and like it was too tall because there's like a ledge in our room and it blocked the window partially. So that's sitting in the hallway right now, and we have one on order. Really want to draw a land. I could arcane subtraction for environmental sciences in case I miss on a land. I think that's what I do here. It's the safest option. I can't even play pest summoning, so yeah. I'd much rather just draw land. Excellent. So I'm going to play the cultivator first for the ramp. Then next turn I can sciences, dual. That's true. Best of 3 does not have the hand smoother. Yeah, best of 1 has a hand smoother. You didn't know that? So as far as we know, and we don't know a lot, it draws like 3 hands, and it gives you the hand that's closest to 3 or 4 lands and spells. Oh, that's going to make Mage Duel not work so well. No, it does not do it for mulligans. It is only for your opening hand. 17 lands has been able to figure that out, that it doesn't do it on mulligans. So 8 total. If I Mage Duel twice, that's 8. So then my cultivator dies. What if I Eureka Moment and then Mage Duel? Yeah, it does make aggro decks a bit better. I mean, what trick could they have? The only one that I can think of is +1/+1 counter or indestructible, and Arcane Subtraction doesn't change that at all. I hope they block, but I bet they won't. +2, -2? Yeah, I suppose that would have worked. That is true. Oh, look, they even had that. Save some damage. So here I get to summoning. This doesn't leave up negate. That's fine. And then Mage Duel. And send for 4. If they attack and don't play a creature, I'll block. If they had a creature in play, I was going to not block. Druid. Druid. Let's do this. Nope. Yep, I'll keep that one. Let's attack and see what happens. Study break. Well, I'll just negate that. And I'm negating it because I don't want them to be able to learn. I'm not too worried about the not being able to attack this turn. So I'm going to not play Sciences here because I'd rather play it after I have the Wrangler in play. And it's not like I need the land right now. Another squad. Alright, let's see if they want to block. I assume they do. Uh-huh. And then we'll play Wrangler. And we'll play the Bear. And a land. Bummer, they found something. Alright, so if I send everybody, so if I sciences on the Wrangler, or, put the counter on the Wrangler, send everybody, and they block the Wrangler, they take 8 and don't die. Which means they don't have to chump with the Leech Fanatic. Then I take 6 back, they go up to 8, but then they die. So that's probably good enough. Why is the pest looking attractive? So the aerialist is lethal if they don't attack, and if they do attack, they're currently dead on board. So if they play a creature or removal spell, they drew nothing. Alright, so they're dead. Because it has separate power toughness that doesn't die to death touch. Oh, sure, I guess it was a little better than a 5/4, but it was about the same. Yeah. Turn 2 emergent sequence seems pretty good. And if I can draw a land, then I get to play a turn 3 either Aerialist or Eureka Moment. I did, hooray. My opponent does have blue, and they have Quandrix Apprentice, which is like a mythic uncommon. Am I supposed to bury the Drake? I don't think so. I think I just Mentor's Guidance pre-combat. Nope. That one's okay. And then, do I just send it? No, maybe I don't. No, I will, because if they have fight cards, it's really bad for me if they keep the Needlethorn Drake around. So I'd rather just trade it now. Did they just miss on the Apprentice trigger? That's what it looks like. These can go to the graveyard. Wow, that was 3 forests in a row. Alright, well let's draw. Put this land into play, and then play a land, and then play this Vortex Runner, and then next turn it'll be on. I don't think that Emergent Sequence not finding a third color means they don't have a third color. If I only had one of a particular basic, I wouldn't want to go grab that for a land that could be killed either. I guess I can attack with a land here. Expect them to block, and I'll Arcane Subtraction. Bury. Right. I still have Arcane Subtraction if they try to double block here. I would like you. Now, if they don't have a third color, we'll find out. That's a good question, Maker. I don't know the answer to that. Mishra's Factory Antiquities? That sounds about right. Alright, so I could prevent this learn by burying in books right now, but I don't think I'm going to do that. And they missed with Quandrix Apprentice again. Unless they just clicked through it. I don't know. So I think I'm going to bury here. It does prevent me from scrying, but it lets me get a ton of damage in. And then if they play a spell, they don't even get to draw their Needlethorn Drake again, because the Quandrix Apprentice will put it on the bottom. Oh no, not a fight card. Dang it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to upkeep Scry. Alright, they got their own 4/4. Mage Duel would be awesome. Land is not. Hot damn. I'm gonna Mage's Duel with the Colony, just in case they have a bounce spell. I don't want my token to get bounced. Excellent. Alright, so another blue-green deck. I don't see any reason to change anything. There's a couple of drakes, which is irritating. Maybe I was supposed to put in Tangle Trap because of that? I don't know. Yeah, dual lands, that's fair, but I need to have, like, exactly Mage's Duel there, because if it's just any other removal, it's only 8 damage and they're not dead. Yeah, this is fine. Also, I'm empty-handed, right? So they know I have to top deck it too. Yuck. What you got for me, deck? Well, I can't take the Wrangler. I think I'm supposed to take Variant Books, though. I'll put the Wrangler on the bottom instead of on my graveyard. Oh, shoot, that's not how it works. Well, I screwed that up. Alright, I'm gonna pick Environmental Sciences here. Oh, sequence was good. I did sequence that right. If I top deck a land, I get to multiple choice and then Mage's Duel on the same turn. I didn't, though. I could cram session. What do I have to get? Pest summoning, elemental summoning, introduction. I really have to kill Zimone right now. I'm just going to take a cheaper spell here. And I can't afford to block with the land, so I'm going to attack. If I draw a land, I think I just pass summoning and leave up burying books. If I don't, probably multiple choice. Yeah. I do want that land. You. Probably bounce their bear, but it gives me a little breathing room. They get more value, but I take less damage. Drake, okay. Hopefully they don't have tendrils. Uh-oh, they have tendrils. Well, I am now in trouble. Alright, so if I want to bury, that's 3. That gives me 4 mana to work with, so I can play the bear here. I can even block with the land before I bury. Yeah, I need to just live long enough to cast my spells. Yeah, that's the plan, dual lands. At this low life total, though, Neither Thorn Drake is actually like a threat that matters. Alright, well, I'll just bury that. Burying books, much improved over the previous school-themed alternative bully in bathrooms. I'm going to play the Wrangler here, and then I get to leave up Curate and throw a counter around at instant speed. Mage's Duel and Negate. I definitely want Mage's Duel. I probably don't want Negate here, because I can't really afford to leave up mana. Alright, I like my spot now. Yeah, I'll just pass summoning. I could attack. I'm not going to, because I think this Wrangler still has a lot of value to me. I'm planning to fight a pest with that. Nopers. And Nopers. Alright. Pest. Meet Drake. Probably was supposed to put that on a pest there. Yep, the multiple Magecraft trigger's pretty sweet. So I'm going to play the Vortex Runner here. I don't want to play the Aerialist because it's the same amount of unblockable damage, but it doesn't block well. And then Vortex Runner was a more expensive card than Scourge Colony. Well, that worked out well. I am going to grab some water and use the restroom real fast, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. This hand seems fine. I am currently 2-0. Did I lose a game? I don't think I've lost a game yet. Another Quandrix deck. Their deck already looks better than mine. Go ahead and send. Should I bury that? Yeah, I'm going to bury that. Islands have the most unrealistic art. Sometimes. This one seems fine. Everyone knows islands aren't real. Yeah, that's the problem with island artwork. You're right. Let's play Professor Bear. I could have played Emergent Sequence and left up Negate, but eh. Cram Session. Okay. I do just want to get the Wrangler down here. Then start throwing a bunch of counters around. I guess I Emergent Sequence now. I'm not going to attack the Wrangler this turn, and here's why. They might double block, and then I would want to Arcane Subtraction, but then I don't get to leave up Negate to prevent against a removal spell here. And I really want to be able to, or maybe negate that. They have one card in hand. Hopefully it's not exactly a burn spell. Biblioplex is going to be a problem. I hope they double block. Subtraction, okay. Fractal Summon, that's good. I guess I put it on the Wrangler. I have, no, I don't have to. Yeah, Elemental Summon seems good. Keep these Needlethorn Drake beats on. I appreciate that we're discussing the physics of Magic Islands here. Maker, have you considered that it just rains and that's what causes waterfalls really high up? Jeez. Ooh, Rutha. Well, the Biblioplex isn't going to matter anymore, but Rutha's a little scary. As this is my last card, I am now willing to trade the Wrangler if they want to give up Rutha and another creature. They do not. They can be regular islands that are floating in the sky. This one's not floating. So they could make 2 5/5s here or a 7/7. Other planes can have different physics. Isn't the point of physics that physics is physics? That it applies everywhere? They could have different, like, levels of gravity. They could have different sets of mineral foundations for stronger rock formations, I suppose. Well, that's gross. But at least I get to still send with my 2 big creatures. Yeah, we're talking about other planes, but they're still in the universe, and doesn't physics apply the same across the universe? Right, so they could block one of the 1/1s. No, they can't. They have to block both of the big creatures. Oh, no, I guess they could block a 1/1. But that's okay, now they're at 2. Unique magnetic properties. Alright. And that's what makes the water go up into the floating islands. Oh, that's scary. And a couple of 6/6s. There's like a mage duel. Hey, there's one. So let's see. I could give this +1/+2 and a +1/+1 counter, so it gives +2/+3, which makes it big enough to fight 1. Then I'd have 1 toughness, so I couldn't send it. Alternatively, I could do it here. So either way, oh, I just do it like this. Target here and here, put the counter on the pest, and then I have lethal. Yep, dual lands, I figured it out. Took me a second. Well, they played better cards than me, but I still got them. Tangle Trap's not good, right? Yeah. Man, look at their card quality. Their cards were way better than mine. Run it back. Oh, actually, is Zephyr Boots good here? Because they had, like, no flying creatures and no reach creatures. So it does feel like Zephyr Boots is good. Maybe it could have curate. The simpler explanation for physics of magic islands is that they're magic and that's how they work. But even in, like, good fantasy, magic still follows physics, right? Like, there's ways to bend physics or whatever, but theoretically it still follows physics, at least in most good fantasy. Just nothing? Surely they have something. Okay. I'm not going to play any of these next turn, so I guess I'll just take the elemental summoning. I don't think I want to make this trade. And I do want a Eureka moment. So I'll just pass. Awkward mana is awkward. It's a lot of counting. They didn't hold priority. Do I just want a multiple choice here and let them bounce the Biblioplex Assistant? I guess so. No. You. Alright, I will offer the trade here. I kind of think they won't make it, and I don't particularly want it. They could have Arcane Subtraction. That's what I was hoping would happen there. Yes, hand waving is what happens when you do magic. Right? Mage's Duel. That's a bummer. I think I want to play this Wrangler here. And then I think I'm going to Needlethorn Drake, not Arcane Subtraction. Sure. They picked up Sciences? With that many lands? They have another color or something? They already have a white land. They will have no lands in their deck pretty soon here. Alright, I'm going to put the counter here and send. Interesting. Do I want Rutha or the 2/2/2s? I think I just want Rutha. And then we'll subtraction. Put the counter on the Drake, I think. And I'll take another elemental summon. Well, this game's looking pretty good. Teach by example is not exciting. Or I should say it's worrisome. Like a Pigment Storm would be a bummer. Alright, well, Electrolyze is really good, but they only kill one creature here. They do get to draw 2 cards. Also regretting the not putting the counter on the Wrangler there. Barry. I can play both of these, right? Yeah. I might upkeep thing. Well, that was pretty good. Alright, I'm not gonna do during my upkeep. So I guess I'm supposed to bury the Apprentice. And then they can block and trade with 2 of the 4/4s. Yeah, and then the 1/1 gets in too. Alright, I like my spot. They only have 12 cards left in their library because they've drawn 1,000 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's 4. 12, 13, 14, 15. They probably only have like 2 or 3 lands left in their deck. Okay. They're still down on board right now, though. Ah. Curate. Yeah, that's fine. Because that gives me 3 looks. Get out of here. There we go, Mage Duel. That's exactly what I wanted. Alright, got there. Alright, well, we got a nice clean 3-0. I've got time for another draft. Let's do a best of 1 here, though, so that we can play a few. Premier draft. All right. Draconic Intervention, I think, is really good. The next best card is like Zamone or Closing Statement, an Introduction to Prophecy. I think this is a pretty easy Draconic Intervention. I think that card's good. Ether Helix is a good card. It doesn't exactly go with the intervention. Subtraction's fine. There's Snow Day, which is good. Yeah, let's take the Snow Day. This is kind of a weak pack. I think Ether Helix is probably the best card. I can't really play that and Draconic Intervention in the same deck. And I don't think Snow Day is much worse, so I'm going to go with the Snow Day. Eye Twitch is good, Burying Books is good, and Expanded Anatomy is good. As much as I would like to take an Expanded Anatomy, I think I want this Burying Books. It's not really a signal because the rare and the special spell, whatever they're called, are gone, which could have been a rare. And there's plenty of those that could be picked over Burying Books, but I think Burying Books is just enough better than everything else, than Expanded Anatomy, really, that I just want to take that. Elemental Summoning's good. And I think it's just the best card in the pack. Like, Witherbloom Pledge Mage is fine. Dress is fine. Expel is playable. Biblioplex Assistant is playable in the right deck. I think Elemental Summoning is just the best card. So I have the start to like a controlling Prismari deck. Although I don't have to be Prismari. Like, these are all just blue cards. Prismari Pledge Mage looks really good here. I wouldn't mind a Warden. And it's possible that I would want an Enthusiastic Study depending on where the deck goes. But this is a great 2-drop. So I'm just going to take that. And it still doesn't commit me to red. Thrill of Possibility is fine. Thunderous Orator is the best card in the pack, followed by either Poet or Lash. None of those cards go with any of my other cards, though, so I'm going to take Thrill. Both of the green cards aren't very good. Prismari Apprentice, there's a good one. There's a Fractal Summoning, which is worth noting. Prismari Campus. Aerialist is fine. Study is fine, but I think I'm going to take the Apprentice here. Well, this pack is not good for us. I guess I take the 2-drop on like the off chance that I end up in the aggressive build. I don't think there's really any chance I go to Lorehold from here. I guess there's some chance, so Pillar Drop Rescuer could be a thing. I'm just going to take the red card for signaling purposes. If I end up in Lorehold, I would want to play that anyways. So I don't really want any. I don't want this. White's clearly open, but I don't really want to be Lorehold. But I think Introduction of Prophecy is solid, so I'm going to take that. Take the Campus. Well, I don't want any of these cards. I don't know which of these two are better. They're both pretty bad, and I don't want to play either one. I guess I'll just take this one. I think Reject is pretty bad. So I guess I'll take Tome Shredder. Square up. I'm going to leave the Poet for signaling purposes because it's much better than the Dusk Mage. Studies, playable. Ooh. Well, I like that. What else is here? There's another Prismari Pledge Mage. That one won't come back. There's an Academic Dispute. That probably won't come back either. Spirit Summoning might come back. I'd probably take that. But I think this is pretty easy. Rowan and Will. So this is really a Will, right? Because the Rowan doesn't matter that much. So I'm going to put it in the 5-drop slot. Elemental Masterpiece versus Fractal Summoning. I'm going to put the Blood Age General on the sideboard. I don't want to be playing that. I currently have one Learn card that I may not want to play. Otherwise, Fractal Summoning would be in contention here. I think I can take the Masterpiece. I don't think I'm going to miss the Fractal Summoning that much as it currently stands. Maelstrom Muse and Heated Debate and Burying Books and Elemental Summoning. It's a good pack for us. So I think it's between Heated Debate and Maelstrom Muse. Huh. I don't know which one I want. I probably have to take the Heated Debate. I only have Burying Books as removal right now. So I'm going to do that. There's a small chance the Muse wields. Ooh, Sciences, that's good. I'd love this Pledge Mage, but I think I have to take the first Sciences. I'd like this Pledge Mage too. And I wouldn't mind the Explosive Welcome, although it's not great in my deck yet. But there may be a chance that I wheel something here. Simone to splash. Probably Pillar Drop Warden here. I have the Sciences, so I could try to splash Simone. But I think I'm just going to take the Pillar Drop Warden. I'd rather not splash if I don't have to. So Strategic Planning versus Aerialist. I don't care that much about the Aerialist. A Strategic Planning could help me dig to, like, Will. I'll take the Strategic Planning. I don't know if that's right or not. Well, I don't really want any of this. Enthusiastic Study does not look very good in my deck. But neither do either of these, and I don't want a second Tome Shredder. I guess I'll take this 2-drop. Maybe I'll play it. And there's another one. Is this a Spell Satchel deck? Probably not. But I don't really want any of these other cards, so I'll take it. Spirit Summoning came back. I now have a lot of Lessons and not a lot of Learn cards, so I really need to pick up some Learn cards. I guess I'll take this land in case I decide to splash. Aerialist came back over reject. Yeah. None of this. I don't want Befuddler. Wow, second to last pick, Witherbloom Apprentice. I guess nobody's in Witherbloom. Ooh, Magma Opus. What else is here? I would love a Spectacle Mage. That's really the only other card in this pack I care about. I mean, I just have to take the Magma Opus, right? Maybe Spectacle Mage Wheels. I don't really need the second Environmental Sciences. I don't even really have any learn cards right now. Well, there's a Spectacle Mage. I don't really want the Celebrant. And while Anatomy is good, I don't really have much in the way of learn, so I don't think it's very good for me. Letter of Acceptance would be playable in my deck, I think, because of how expensive my cards are, but I need the Spectacle Mage. It helps with the expensive cards anyways. Well, there we go. A learn card and a removal spell. I'll happily take that. Can't believe this. Your two discussion about the islands is still going. It's pretty funny. Pigment Storm, Teach by Example, Trickster. Is Teach by Example good here? It's okay. I think I'll just take the removal spell. Arcane Subtraction, it's a learn card. I'll take that. Prismari Campus or Prismari Pledge Mage. This is 6, so I'm at like 22 cards right now, but I want to cut some of them. I do have a Campus already. I'm going to take the Pledge Mage. I think it's really good. Alright, so Trickster versus Aerialist. Probably Trickster. Curate versus Campus. I like Curate. I also like the Campus. I think I'm just going to take the Campus here. Nice. Spectacle Mage Wield. I am stoked about that. I can't play any of these cards. Did I splash anything out of the sideboard? I don't know, maybe defend the Campus. Teach came back. Well, there's a chance that I play it. Spell Central's out. Reject's probably not playing that. I can't play any of these. I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to play that. Okay, so out, out, out. are my other lessons? You. Did I miss one? No? Okay. So I don't particularly want to play enthusiastic study. Let's see, I have subtraction. Inspiration. So I only have 2 learn cards if I cut that. How many learn cards or lesson cards do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. Enthusiastic study is... It's not really good on any of my cards. I think I'm going to cut it. I don't think that's what I'm about. And then maybe Tome Shredder. Or maybe this 1/3. Alright, do I play 18 lands? If I did, I would cut probably Tome Shredder. Or maybe this Ogre. Maybe it'd be the Ogre. Play 18 lands. I do have environmental sciences, but I only have 2 learn cards, Arcane Subtraction and Ignis Inspiration. So I feel like I'm going to want to learn for like elemental summoning or Introduction Prophecy way more often. So I don't think I want to use that as a reason to play 17 lands. So I guess I'm adding a mountain. What just happened? Why did my deck just go to 42? Oh, there we go. Nope, there's still one more in here. Shouldn't be. You. Alright, what lands are we going to play? I like the Godzilla lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 8 islands. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There. How's that, Maker? This island doesn't have any weird water features. Thrill does let me cycle access lands. Also, I could end up doing a Teach by Example Thrill to draw 4 cards and only discard 1. So what do you do? You do stuff. It does look more like a coastline, I agree. Sometimes the islands just look like coastlines, though. But it could be the coastline of an island, you don't know. Sure. So it's fine. Strategic planning on 2. Maybe dump some stuff. Feed the Tome Shredder. Tome Shredder is a bit of a non-bow with Pillar Drop Warden, I suppose. Oh, that is very much not what I meant to play. Shoot. Oh well. I guess I'll take this. Yeah. Yeah, dual lands. I think that's the main point of Will's ultimate there. Oh, well, I think the plan with Will is to hit your own lands and just have a bunch of 4/4s. It's kind of a non-bow with intervention. You only need 1 card to exile with intervention, and Tome Shredder can get big enough to not get interventioned. So I wouldn't say it's a non-bow. Wow, discarding Rise, huh? I guess they're out of lands. That is true. Pillar Drop Warden does make those boots a lot worse. Yes, this is best of 1 now, because we're getting kind of close to the end of the time. So I figure best of 1 makes it, I'm less likely to run over or have to end short. Alright, it's fine. Orator's pretty good. This Pillar Drop Warden's just kind of stopping their whole team. Well, that'll help get things in. Very slow, though. Oh no! Dead answer for the Warden. So I think I would prefer to Frost Trickster and Planning rather than Snow Day here. I'll attack for 4. And let's Planning first. I like Spectacle Mage. I don't like Land or Pledge Mage. Put this one in my hand. And Trickster. So they have a trick. It doesn't really matter which one I block. I'm going to lose my guy anyways, so I might as well block the bigger damage. Could be Enthusiastic Study, in which case it doesn't matter which one I block. See, this saved me a damage. There we go. I want to do it for 2 if I can. And I can. Boom, Plague Wind. Well, unless they have a trick, I suppose. Nice. Snow Day is probably enough to finish things off. That was Draconic Intervention at its best. Sure did. I wouldn't say it was in a bad spot before that, but I think that kind of locked things up. So they could theoretically have a board wipe. So I guess I'd wait on playing this Spectacle Mage. Seems super unlikely. But Snow Day means blockers don't matter, and also it puts a counter on the Apprentice and makes it unblockable. So they need double removal spell for me to get punished for not playing that. Yeah, looks good. Spectacle Mage on 3. I've got some heated debate to keep myself from dying. Eventually this Masterpiece for only 6 mana if the mage is still alive. That's a good 2. Alright, that's good for me. So now I get 2 for 1 then. And I'm going to go ahead and do it now just to make sure they can't protect against it. It's not really a 2 for 1 because that second card came from the Professor. But it turned the Professor into just a 1 for 1 instead of the normal 2 for 1. Oh, that's unfortunate. It was a good draw. Is Best of 1 real Magic? Yeah, it's real Magic, but I like Best of 3 a lot better in general. Wandering Archaic. I only get to bury that. And even pay the 2. Mm-hmm. Alright, I need a land in my next 2 draws so I can resolve this masterpiece before that guy's back on the board. I also have a higher win percentage in best of 3. I think that has something to do with being able to leverage your play skill in best of 3 more so than in best of 1. Just, by sheer odds of things, if you're only playing 1 game, luck is going to, on average, play a bigger role in that than best of 3. Inkcaster. Do I have Annihilation in my lesson board? I don't know. But I wanted to make sure I hit my 7th land. If they don't pay the 2 life, I think they did okay. I was going to say, I think I would trade here. Alright, so I'm going to remove a 2 spell. I think I would probably trade Tome Shredder here if they want to lose their Inkcaster. Alright, I think I'm in a pretty good spot now. I can check and see if it's in there. No, I guess that was the last draft. Does anyone make Mythic and Best of 1? Well, yeah. I'm going to tap down the flyer so they can't block mine. And I'm going to not send the Tome Shredder because I'm going to grow it. Yeah, it's really hard to make Mythic if you're not like a pro streamer. It's hard to play enough to be able to do it. I've hit Mythic a few times before, but it's always when I go on a streak of like 80% win rate or something, because then I need less time to do it. I'm just gonna scoop it up, huh? Alright, I think I've got time for one more game. Even if you're really good, it takes a lot of time to hit Mythic. Although the first time I hit Mythic was, I think, right before COVID. And, yeah, I'll keep this. And they brought back Ravnica Allegiances, which was the set that I have the most practice with of any set, because it was the set for my Pro Tour that I played at. So I practiced it a lot. I think Teach can probably go here. We'll put Teach. And so I played that and went like 34-1 or something like that. over like 7 drafts or 8 drafts, whatever that is, and got to Mythic really fast. I think I don't care about the Pledge Mage right now, so I'm just going to play the Spectacle Mage instead of the Igneous Inspiration. That one matters a lot more. So I'll go ahead and Inspiration that one. And I think I want the Elemental Summon. Still want to get more on the board here, so I'm just going to Summoning. And then I'm probably going to either Snow Day or Pigment Storm next turn. It kind of depends on what they play here. Ooh. I have a 3. Yeah, I mean, that's probably worth losing my Spectacle Mage to wipe their board. But they could also bury in books. So I'm going to attack with the Spectacle Mage. If they bury in books, that's even better for me. Because it saves it. Excellent. Perfect read. And now I get to wipe their board after they save my Spectacle Mage for me. Well, that was hot. Yeah, you walked right into my trap, opponent, by burying my creature in books. Ah, multiple choice. Well, that's good. It means they get to kill my 4/4 here and make one of their own. And draw a card. Nice little 3-for-1. Ooh. Well, let's do that. Nope, this side. Right after my board wipe. So I'm going to plus again. What else am I doing? If I Spectacle Mage, burying books only costs 2. I'm still going to hit the 0/4 because a counterspell could be kind of disastrous. You hate when your opponent knows how to play Magic, but that's what makes Magic fun, isn't it? this warden. I think I'm just gonna kill this here. And plus on the 4/4 again. And then I think I'm gonna cash in the warden for Pigment Storm again. Sure, it'd be easier, but like, why would you play? Actually, do I want the summoning instead of a Pigment Storm? I think I do. Because I still have Snow Day and Arcane Subtraction here. If I draw a land, I can actually Summoning and Snow Day. And once I'm out of spells to play, then I can just Ultimate Will and blow up my own lands for 4/4s. Will's alt is exile up to 5 target permanents. For each permanent exiled this way, its controller gets a 4/4 elemental token. Right. Which is why I think in general she's a lot worse. Like, Will's just been protecting himself, right? So he ticks up and prevents my opponent, basically locks down a creature. And if I want to start turning them into cards, I can do that too. Ooh, Explosive Welcome. Alright. Well, I guess I'm not ultimating now. And Gambit. Well, those 2 very good cards to draw. Tome Shredder can do some work. My Warden is gone. And my Intervention is gone. So I think my graveyard spells don't matter anymore. Okay. Brainstorm. Ooh, there you go. Put one of those brainstorm cards away. They're doing a surprisingly good job staying in this game. A game that seemed kind of locked up a while ago. Yeah, I definitely still like my position, but agreed, they're in a much better spot than they were earlier. Maybe I wasn't supposed to play that land. Snow day. No, I'm going to snow day here because it's finally time to cast it. This puts lethal on the board unless they play a creature. Sure. So you're going to find a summoning probably. Maybe I was supposed to let Will just take 2. I was a little worried about this exactly. That fractal summoning is really good because Will doesn't stop that one. They can make a 6/6. Oh, that's good. Because Will makes something base 0/2, so it just pump its toughness. What do I have to get? Sciences, Introduction to Prophecy, Summoning, and that's it. I mean, I can still just ultimate Will next turn. And I can actually send here because of the subtraction. I guess I take Prophecy here. Yeah, how are they still alive is right. Do I play Prophecy? Yeah, I still play Prophecy. There's a thought to holding it so that the mage can attack next turn. But this works. Yeah, I still don't think they're going to recover. I mean, they've done a really good job in this game, don't get me wrong. Like, if they hadn't been doing such a good job, they'd be dead already. But I was just way too far ahead, and Will was just, like, kind of nuts. And all I did with Will was basically lock down a creature every turn. All right, well, we're at 6:30, or sorry, 9:30. So I'm going to call it there. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back on Monday at 7, like the normal time. So I hope to see you all there. Until then, have a great weekend, and always be better. It's always better to be lucky than good.